Hello, I'm Dan Marr from the law firm of Hamblett Kerrigan in Nashua, New Hampshire. I've been practicing law for approximately 37 years in New Hampshire and about 28 in Massachusetts. And I'm going to be talking today about New Hampshire trusts, irrevocable trusts, what they are, and basically, more importantly, when you can terminate them because they no longer serve their purpose. There's two types of trust. There's an irrevocable trust for a private trust. Generally, irrevocable and revocable. Revocable trusts are the ones that we usually do for our estate planning. We do them so that we can perhaps take care of our children well past the age of 18. If something happens to us, we can put the money into a trust. We can have a trusted advisor after we're long gone take care of our children. If perhaps the parents die in a plane crash or a car crash or whatever else, you can provide for them instead of giving them a whole bunch of money at one lump sum like you generally do in a will. You can try to space it out. That makes a lot of sense. You can also avoid probate on a lot of those revocable trusts, but they are revocable and they're just like a will, meaning that you can change it at any point in time, right up until your death or your incompetency. Irrevocable trusts are another measure upon which you put assets into the trust, but you can't. Irrevocable means you can't revoke it. You can't change your mind on it. There are some laws that I've dealt with before that's called decanting, when there's ability for the grantor to actually change that, but it's very limited circumstances, and they get in trouble when they just want to change their estate plan because they don't like what they did, or they don't like their children, the children that they're going to be benefiting with their trust. It's a real problem. Certainly also for Medicaid planning, there's a whole host of rules in regards to what you can do for an irrevocable trust and why irrevocable means you can't go and touch it. There's also some tax issues in regards to that as well, and the IRS is very concerned about making sure that you are following the right rules. The irrevocable trust, though, at some point, sometimes fails for its purpose. You might have a variety of reasons for that. It might be the change in the tax laws. The estate tax is not as high as it used to be for quite a few years. So if it was established, a irrevocable trust was established quite a few years ago, there might not be the benefit for that. There might be other changes in people's lives, and there might be a real good reason to revoke that irrevocable trust. And while you can go to court and you can show that the goal of the trust, the meaning of the trust, is no longer valid, and asking the court to grant permission, you can also do what's called a non-judicial settlement agreement. And under our New Hampshire law, the trust code specifically is RSA 564B:1-111, and I've dealt with these before. You can actually go to all the beneficiaries, and generally I go to the grantor as well, and go through and explain in the detail why it makes sense to revoke the irrevocable trust, and by agreement of everyone, as long as it's consistent with the goals of the trust, because the purpose of the trust is no longer being achieved, or there's other reasons, good reasons for that, that you follow the trust code. You have to follow the the New Hampshire Trust Code, but you follow that, you can actually have an agreement in which you can actually terminate irrevocable trust. So, and I've dealt with those issues before. They are fact intensive, and you want to follow the trust, but you don't have to go to court if everyone agrees on that. And again, you're not just changing it because everyone wants to change their mind. You're actually doing it consistent with what the original goals of the trust were and whether or not this is still being achieved under these circumstances. And sometimes also it might be a level where the trust assets have just diminished in such a way. There's actually a provision in the trust code that deals with a certain level of trust assets. You can actually have that. That might be a reason why you can go into court and revoke an irrevocable trust, but also that can be a good reason for a non-judicial settlement agreement. That it doesn't make sense to keep these assets tied up for many, many years when there's only like $100 or $150, $200,000 there. Why do that? So that might make a lot of sense. Talk to an attorney in regards to that. I've done those issues before. Our firm has addressed this issue before. Again, it's Dan Marr at Hamblett Kerrigan at 603-883-5501. That's 603-883-5501. You can check out our website, and you can see these vlogs that I do weekly, as well as I did a radio show until 2023, and they're all available, accessible on our website, which is NashuaLaw, all one word, .com. That's NashuaLaw, no spaces, .com. So check it out. I look forward to working with you if the opportunity arises. Thank you.